Consciousness is the only reality. Your inner world comes first.
The concept of karma is often understood as an unchangeable cosmic law, an inevitable cycle of cause and effect.
I'm about to teach you the final ancient metaphysical law and knowledge that has been kept from you is a secret for millennia. Pay attention, you may not ever see this again.
What is the highest level of consciousness a human can achieve? It's a question that has intrigued philosophers, psychologists, and spiritual seekers throughout the ages.
What if I told you not all human beings live at the same level of consciousness? There are 7 levels, but most people never make it past the first.
There is only one disease, not the 20,000 that Western science has created.
We don't get it. We are the gods who are to come is our own self. That's what the whole Christ mechanism is all about.
The 5th dimension is not a location. It is a state of consciousness.
What's good, family? This is Lady West Energy, where we uplift, motivate, and inspire each other to get our shit together. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and if you know somebody who you think will enjoy watching this, share it with them. So I'm recording this on Tuesday. Thursday is the day that I came into this world. I do not celebrate birthdays anymore because I know what they are. But I do plan on having this video dropped on Thursday, which will mark the 44th year of me coming to this planet. And so I want to drop a video. I might even drop 2 videos that day. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. But I'm setting a goal for myself. I know I can do it. It's a lot. And I'm not going to be speaking very much in this video because I want to be able to edit within a time span to be able to put another video together, which I already have it halfway put together, but I want to finish putting it together so I can have it recorded tomorrow and edited by tomorrow evening and then have it uploaded to YouTube. So I'll be dropping 2 videos on Thursday just because, even though I don't celebrate my birthday, you know what? I'm going to show videos that I want to show, even though that's what I do already. But I try to reach people, like show what I think other people would enjoy watching. But this day, I'm going to show what I enjoy watching. So it's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. Affirmation time. Ayy. Our first affirmation for today. It says this. I am grounded in the experience of the present moment. Practice mindfulness in a simple routine activity, like eating or walking. I like that. And our second affirmation for today, it says, I am worthy, valuable, and complete, just as I am. Yes, you are. And yes, I am. Don't ever let anybody make you feel that you are not valuable, you are not worthy, and you are incomplete, because you are none of those things. You are an amazing, bright human being who deserves great things. And I love you. And our quote of the day, because a quote a day keeps the mediocre away. My contact is acting up. I just wanted to throw that out there. My eye's red. I tried to take it out and put it back in. And it's doing this. So I just want to let you know that. Like, it's making me blink weird. I blink weird anyways because of my contacts. But I just wanted to let you know that. Okay. You will never regret working hard because hard work always pays off. Yes, man. Listen. Yeah, doing hard work in the moment, it sucks. If you don't enjoy doing hard work, it sucks. It sucks. But the reward of how you feel when the work is complete is so much more rewarding than just saying, I don't want to do it, it's too hard. I love working. I love working. I enjoy doing heavy, hard labor. I enjoy it. I love it. When I worked in factories, a lot of the men didn't like me because they felt like I was showing them up, like, because I look tiny and little and petite and like I'm not very strong at all, but I just look like this. And our cheesy joke of the day, because what is a day without a cheesy joke? What is the perfect dessert to eat in bed? Do you get that? A sheet cake. Do you get it? A sheet cake? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's get straight into it.
Right there, I broke my neck. I was paralyzed from the neck down. My 10th grade year, I was one of the top defensive backs in the nation. Scholarships my sophomore year. Then I broke my neck. I lost everything. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't move. Broke my neck. I had to get surgery to start walking again. I lost all my scholarships. Everybody wrote me off. Came back. Got 14 Division I offers, not only at corner, but also at receiver. Played as a true freshman in college after everybody wrote me off. Bro, it's all in your head, bro. Never give up on yourself, man. If you want to do it, you can do it, fam. People told me I wasn't able to do it, bro. I asked the doctor one question, is it safe? He said, yes, let's run it. Go get it today, yo.
I know that's right. Hey, it's never too late until
The
it's
fifth
too
dimension is not a location. It is a state of consciousness. You arrive there through awareness. The shift from the third dimension to the fifth dimension is the shift from survival to alignment, from fear to understanding, from reaction to conscious creation. When someone begins living in this state, certain signs appear in their life. The first sign is inner calm without external reason. In the third dimensional mindset, peace depends on circumstances. But when consciousness expands, peace no longer waits for conditions. It becomes internal. Even in chaos, something inside you remains still. You observe life rather than being consumed by it. The second sign is detachment from drama. You begin noticing how much of the world runs on unconscious emotional reactions. Arguments, competition, jealousy, comparison. These patterns once felt normal, but as awareness rises, you feel less interested in participating. Not because you're superior, but because you see clearly that most conflict comes from unhealed ego patterns. The third sign is heightened intuition. Decisions become easier. You start sensing what is right before logic explains it. You feel when something aligns with your path and when something drains your energy. It is not magic. It is the mind becoming quiet enough to hear the deeper intelligence that was always there. The fourth sign is synchronicity. When consciousness shifts, life begins to mirror your inner state more clearly. You think about something and the opportunity appears. You need guidance and the exact message reaches you. These moments are not coincidences. They are signs that your inner frequency is aligning with reality itself. The fifth sign is less attachment to material identity. In lower awareness, identity is built from roles, but in higher consciousness, identity becomes more fluid. You begin experiencing yourself not just as a personality, but as awareness observing the personality. And that realization changes everything. Because once you understand that you are the observer, you also realize something powerful. You are not trapped by the story you once believed about yourself. The sixth sign is compassion without naivety. You start understanding why people behave the way they do. You see their wounds, their fears, their unconscious patterns. This does not mean you allow disrespect, but it means you no longer carry hatred. You recognize that most people are simply acting from the level of consciousness they currently occupy. And the final sign is a quiet sense of purpose. Not a loud ambition driven by ego, but a calm knowing that your life is part of something meaningful. you begin focusing less on proving yourself to the world and more on expressing the truth within you. The fifth dimension is not about escaping reality. It is about seeing reality more clearly. It is the moment you stop living as a reaction to the world and start living as a conscious participant in it. Because the true shift into higher consciousness is simple. The moment you realize that the universe is not happening to you, it is happening through you.
I want to share this real fast. If I get emotional, I know we all go through things in life, and I'm not going to share what I'm going through, but I'm going through some things right now, and I'll make it through. But if I'm extra cry, that's why. I just have some things going on inside of me. I have things going on in the house that I'm living at with my roommate, one of my roommates, trying to turn the house against me, and all I can do is sit back and let it unfold the way it's supposed to, because I know my heart, and I know what's happening. I see it, and I just have to stay strong. I have to not allow the attack that is being placed upon me right now, it's spiritual for sure, not allow it to affect me. So I'm getting through it, and I know we all go through things in life. We were built for this shit. So if you're going through something in life, you're not alone. You're never alone, because you always have you. At the end of the day, you will get you through it. You always have. You have up until this moment, and you're going to continue to do it. All you need is you and the divine. The divine will get you through this. That's all you need, is yourself. That's it. Because the divine lives within you. I just wanted to share that, and I love you.
For a lot of energetically sensitive beings, they have what's called an inferior ego. An inferior ego is an ego structure that feeds itself on believing it's less than. And then you wake up each day, your intuition tells you, here's what you should be doing, and you think, oh, if I could only do that, I'd feel so good about myself. I'd be confident, and you don't wind up doing what you want to do, and then you feel bad about yourself, and you torment yourself, or you shame yourself, and you're feeding your ego structure with negative reinforcement. So today we end that with a very simple explanation. You're not able to make empowered choices in your life until your vibration is raised. When you have an elevated vibration, consciousness becomes instinctive versus effortful. So if you find that you're putting forth a lot of effort in your spiritual path, it's because you're trying to access a dimension of choices and behaviors that does not match the vibration you're at.
Makes sense.
What if I told you not all human beings live at the same level of consciousness? There are 7 levels, but most people never make it past the first. Level 1, you live inside the system, work, consume, repeat. You don't question it, you just play the game. Level 2, something feels off. The news, the routine, the noise, it doesn't sit right anymore, but you can't explain why. Level 3, you start questioning everything, politics, religion, even science. You begin thinking for yourself, and people start calling you crazy. Level 4, you see the manipulation. You realize the system shapes your mind through music, food, distractions, and fear. Level 5, you stop blaming everything outside of you. You turn inward and you realize your thoughts, your emotions, your patterns have been creating your reality this whole time. Level 6, you become intentional. You begin to master your energy. You start consciously shaping your life through what you focus on, what you believe, and what you allow to stay in your mind. Level 7, you become grateful for the experience. You understand nothing outside of you will save you because the power was always within you. If this made you uncomfortable or made you feel like you don't belong in this system, congratulations, welcome to the other side.
I'm like a 6.7 right now.
Many are called,
just being honest.
Few are chosen. The chosen ones, there are beings who walk this earth, who appear human, but they are something far greater. Chosen by celestial forces, they came with a mission hidden in plain sight. They did not come to conform. They did not come to bow. They came to dismantle deception, to annihilate darkness, to restore divine balance. These beings have walked among humanity for lifetimes, their true power concealed. But now the time of silence is over. An awakening is underway, and it is no ordinary event. It is the Great Awakening, the final one. But listen closely. The Great Awakening was never about others waking up. It was always about you, your Great Awakening. This is the moment you stop imagining and become. Not just an idea, not just a dream, but a full realization of who and what you truly are. And make no mistake, it is no accident you are here right now. You are a chosen one, not above anyone, not better than others, but one who answered the divine call when many did not. And your very existence proves it. Your strength, your wisdom, your pain, your power. Deep inside, you've always known. No one had to tell you. You just knew, a whisper in your soul, a pulse that never faded. You may have buried it, you may have doubted it, but it was always there, waiting. And now the time has come to rise, in full power, in full glory. But the forces of darkness knew who you were too. From the moment you arrived, they moved against you. They saw your light, and they feared it. You were betrayed, abandoned, misunderstood, cast out, not for what you did, but for who you are. They built entire systems to hold you back, to crush your spirit before you could awaken. But every time they tried to break you, you grew stronger. Your suffering was not a curse. It was a refining fire. They could not destroy you, so they awakened you. And now nothing can stop you. You are not just human. You never were. You've lived among them for so long, you forgot, but you've never fit in because you were never meant to. You are not one of them. You are here to help them. You are an angelic human hybrid, a being born of celestial fire, a fierce force of light sent to shatter the dark. Your DNA is active, bundled, radiant. You perceive what others cannot. You see beyond the veil. When you shift, the earth itself shifts with you. You are untouchable. You don't seek vengeance, but no weapon formed against you can prosper. Your light is impenetrable. The universe protects you. The balance has shifted. Justice is inevitable. The illusion is breaking because you cracked the matrix, and now it will shatter. You are the catalyst. The old world is unraveling because it must. And your suffering was never in vain. Your isolation was preparation. You walked alone so you could remember who you are. Now the waiting is over. You step forward, awakened, activated, ready, and in the end, you will change the world. The final veil has lifted. No fear, no hesitation, no more waiting. You were always meant to be this, and now you are. The storm is here. The shift is now. Reality bends before you. The earth will tremble, and the world will never be the same again. This is your confirmation. You were right all along. Well done, great one. Godspeed on your great and final mission.
Well done, babe.
Earth is going through a spiritual flu right now, and a lot of us are going through it too. So many of you probably feel like, oh my God, I don't know why I feel like this, baby. It's because the earth is vibrating higher and we are vibrating with it as well. Okay, here's the thing. A lot of people feel like CERN machine is the reason why the weather has been all crazy. One day it's hot, one day it's cold. No, it is because Mother Earth is having flu symptoms right now. And like I said, we have those too. So a lot of us probably feel right now like you are very weak. You are very fatigued because I've been sleeping like a newborn baby. Do you hear me? Right? That it's not the real flu, okay? A lot of us have a lot of sinus headaches, right? A lot of pressure behind the eye, that pulsing, pounding headache at the crown of your head, the ear ringing, the throat chakra itchy, and all that good stuff, right? Y'all, it's not the actual flu. It is a spiritual flu. At least that's the name that I'm giving it, okay? Like I said before, y'all, we are going through a split from the 3D to the 5D realm, right? We are going through this big transformation, this major transition. And as the earth is vibrating higher, we as humans, or spiritual beings, we are vibrating at a higher frequency as well. So right now, our body is going through rewiring, right? It's purging, it's detoxing, it's doing all types of funky shit. And I ain't even gonna lie to you, baby. It's a little bit too much for the girl to handle, but chosen ones, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for.
Are you ready? I am.
Want to hear something crazy?
Yes.
You know how people use the term spiritual psychosis? Well, psychosis is a single word. They just threw the term spiritual in front of it. What if everybody is in psychosis who are not spiritual? Because to be in psychosis is to be disconnected from reality. And if you are living in the matrix and you are literally running off of what the society has taught you since you've been born, that is psychosis. Everybody is in psychosis. Everybody is asleep. Everybody is programmed. Everybody is disconnected from reality and plugged in electronically. Ooh, get their ass. Yeah, so the people that want to say that spiritual psychosis is a thing, nah, bitch. Y'all think spiritual psychosis is a thing because we found our true selves. You haven't. So therefore, you're in psychosis, not us. Get your shit together.
She said it, not me. I got cinnamon sticks. I burn cinnamon sticks anyway, so.
Me answering your questions about reptilians. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to shapeshift and you're not going to want to miss it. Do I have a tail? No, only full-blooded reptilians get tails. I'm hybrid, so I was born without a tail. Unfortunately, because they do look cool as hell. What type of blood do I have? I'm technically cold-blooded. My blood doesn't run as cold as the full-blooded reptilians, but it definitely runs colder than humans. I can say that for sure. Can I climb walls? No. The fuck? Do I look like Spider-Man? Can I shapeshift? Well, I can show you better than I can tell you, but hold on, the camera might glitch. You still don't believe it's real?
I believe it. It's not AI. It could
A lot of
be,
people
but
literally feel like this right now
think so.
because you're waking up while the rest of the world is just asleep. They already told us babies were being eaten and the rest of the world is just not doing shit.
Right.
We already know the news is lies because everything is orchestrated and scripted, people. Everything you believe on the news is a fucking lie.
Project
And it's super weird how there's hundreds and millions of fucking fast food restaurants and barely any farms for people to get food from. Like, there's something going on. Nothing changes unless we all wake up from the people who are asleep. We have to be the ones to awaken, and then the rest of the universe will follow and protect you and guide you through your awakening. There's something going on, people. And until we start questioning shit, things are going to remain the same. We have to question it, unlearn, relearn, and then take action. That's literally what we have to do. You're not going crazy. The Awakening Blueprint, link in my bio. Go check it out.
He's not wrong at all. He's
Teach me how to meditate like the Buddha did, the Vipassana style. Hold on, before you can even begin to see reality clearly, you need to reclaim your dog mind with Anapana. Excuse me, my what? Your mind. Right now, it's an untrained dog. It thinks it controls everything, and therefore, it destroys your house. But when you train it, it becomes your greatest ally. In order to do that, we have to start with Anapana. Okay, so how do I do it? We start by focusing all of our awareness on the triangle that forms from the top of our nose to the corners of our mouth. And then from there, just breathe naturally. Sounds easy enough. You'd think so, but your breath is a bridge to the unconscious mind. Your only job at this point is to notice every distraction that pulls you away from the breath. I keep getting lost in my thoughts. This is too hard, bro. Don't get frustrated. That's exactly what the mind wants you to do. Just notice the distraction and come back. Why, it's always the same stuff pulling me away. Good. You're becoming conscious of the narrative that's been controlling you. Now lock in. When that thought pops up, feel the sensation it creates. Where is it? My throat. Feels like suffocation, like you're all choked up. It's now that the real work begins. I need you to ignore the thought, to put all of your focus on the sensation. You can't. If your awareness is sharp enough, you can feel everything, react to nothing. Very good. Now, I want you to think the same thought again. Does it still have the same power over you? No. Wow. It was the sensation I was avoiding all along, not the thought. Exactly. That's why we do this. So the more I shine awareness on these sensations, the more I make peace with life, even the fear and the pain. Humans are microcosms of the sun, gang. Pure loving awareness underneath a crust of darkness. Vipassana, burns away that crust so we can finally shine the way we were meant to. So to recap, layer 1 is to master your mind with Anapana. Layer 2 is to master sensation with Vipassana. And layer 3 is to radiate love with Metta. So the cure for suffering is this simple all along, huh? When us humans learn to finally create our own happiness from within, we no longer need to escape this world. We'll finally be worthy of evolving way beyond it. I think it's time I sign up for a Vipassana retreat myself.
That's the first time I'm watching that. I didn't read the caption.
Did you know that we've been completely lied to about the way our hearts actually work? Because if people found out the power of this magnet that is inside of us, they could not only pull any person towards them, but they could pull any experience, any dream that they want would just magnetize towards them. People would be too powerful. See, we were taught and conditioned to believe that the heart is just a physical pump, pumping blood into our body, but this is not the truth. The heart is actually an electromagnetic coil that can be unfolded, but they don't want you to see this image right here, and that's why it's so hard to find on Google. And this is not just me making this up. Scientists have actually measured that our hearts produce a significant electromagnetic field with each contraction due to the coordinated depolarization of myocytes producing a current flow that extends outside of the body. Almost everything that modern science and the school system teaches us is true about our bodies and the way we work is a complete lie to mask our true potential and what we are as energetic beings. Our hearts are not just pumps, our hearts are electromagnetic coils that pull energy through us that will either magnetize experiences, people towards us, or deter them away. Reality you experience is determined by how much love you radiate outwards for the life that you currently live. And most people today, because they work jobs, because they're out of alignment with what they love, their passion, they're in service to themselves, not to the world, therefore in a perpetual downward spiral and not living their dream life. And that's how they get you.
That's how they get you. Yeah, right. Are you seeing this? How is he doing that? Bro, I have dice. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try it. I don't care. I'm doing it. Wow. Either he's a professional dice roller or that is really real.
So all time exists all the time. Let me say that again. All time exists all the time. I know that sounds kind of weird and unintuitive, but we have to kind of suspend our common sense. And accept that mathematically, and according to the best physics formulas we have, that actually makes sense. So, let's visualize the geometric object that Einstein spoke about as a block. Remember the tetrahedra, the building block pixels of reality I told you about? Now imagine the entire universe, everything, everywhere, in one frozen moment in time. Like a single frame in a movie. In this one frame, all of reality everywhere appears frozen in this one position. Let me give you an analogy. In a movie shot on 35mm film, there are 24 frames a second. There's no actual movement in a movie. There's just a sequence of frozen frames. Now remember how I told you about the Planck length of space, which is the smallest length possible? Well, there is also a Planck length of time, and it is much shorter than 24 frames a second. In fact, it's 10 to the 44 times shorter than a second. What? Okay, so back to our frozen frame of reality. The entire universe in one frozen moment, one frame. But instead of a frame in a movie, it's a frame in all of reality. Now, imagine the next frame. Each frame is different from the previous one. just like in a movie. See how all frames exist in Einstein space-time all at once? Okay, now here's where things get really, really weird. We assume that the past influences the future. That's how we appear to experience reality. But when you look at this block, why would one side be the past and one side be the future? Why go left to right and not right to left? Why can't the future influence the past? Take away the names past and future if that helps you think of this concept. So what if the past influences the future and the future influences the past in an endless feedback loop? So then the question is, which part of the past is influencing which part of the future and vice versa? And the answer is, all time is affecting all time, all the time.
Hi, I need a drink.
For real. Wow.
We don't get it. We are the gods who are to come is our own self. That's what the whole Christ mechanism is all about. You see what I'm saying? There is no God but man, because man is the acting agent of God. It's something like God is called the nothingness. It has all the potential in the world, but without a plug or without a machine that actually takes the electricity and turns it into something, it's just what you call stagnant. You see, it's not connected. So we are the agent, or what you would call the perfecting agent of God, of the nothing. So therefore, we don't supposed to be bound down to the nothingness, because the nothingness put itself in motion as us to do what the hell it wants. But somehow in his journey to do what he wants, he got hit in the damn head, and the other part got separated, and the other part looking back thinking that's God, and it's the same damn shit. It's like being in the same house, wanting to get to another part of the doggone house, but the door is closed and you thinking the house is totally separate. You thinking the house you want to be is down the street, but it's just a door away. You see, so that's what we have to deal with at this particular time, is becoming, and it's almost, it's a therapeutic, psychological thing on what you have to deal with on that particular level.
I'm about to teach you the final ancient metaphysical law and knowledge that has been kept from you is a secret for millennia. Pay attention, you may not ever see this again. I highly, highly recommend saving this video, following my page to check out the other ones if you haven't done so. And again, only 0.01% of people will actually understand this. It's okay. This is the final principle you guys have been waiting for. This is the principle of rhythm. It states that everything flows out and in. Everything has tides. Everything rises and falls. So how do you use it? Well, our lives are like the tides of the sea. There's high tide, there's low tide, the waves go in and out. Everything in our life can be compared to this. Why? Because reality is like a pendulum. It swings back and forth, but it never stays in one place. Your happiness never lasts forever, but neither does the sadness in dark times. You may be on a winning streak, but eventually you have to lose to gain introspection. This is why you want to remain detached to the external world. There's always balance. If you want some bonuses, follow, share, and comment.
My roommates are home, so if you hear background noise, I apologize.
There is only one disease, not the 20,000 that Western science has created. The only one disease is a disconnection from one's own higher self. From there, the right thoughts, attitudes, words, beliefs, and frequencies, which become the emotions, which become the proteins, come from. And so every single day, spend time connecting to your higher self. Then the cells will get the message in the body that everything is connected and the cancer will be cured. You see what I mean? There's only one disease, a disconnection from one's own higher self. So every single day in the morning, connect with your higher self through breath work, through meditation, and watch as all of the disease in your body leaves.
The concept of karma is often understood as an unchangeable cosmic law, an inevitable cycle of cause and effect. However, ancient spiritual traditions suggest that karma is not a fixed fate, but a dynamic force that can be transformed or even reversed through conscious awareness and deliberate action. The secret lies in understanding karma not as a punishment, but as an opportunity for growth and liberation. In many esoteric teachings, reversing karma involves breaking the cycle of unconscious reactions by cultivating higher states of consciousness, practicing deep self-reflection, and embracing acts of selfless service. Techniques such as mantra recitation, energy transmutation, and specific meditative practices are believed to dissolve negative karmic imprints, allowing the soul to evolve beyond past burdens. Additionally, ancient wisdom emphasizes the power of forgiveness, not only toward others, but also toward oneself, as a key to releasing the karmic ties. By transcending attachments to past deeds and aligning with the higher vibration of love and wisdom, one can rewrite their spiritual path, shifting karma from a force of limitation into a gateway for enlightenment.
What is the highest level of consciousness a human can achieve? It's a question that has intrigued philosophers, psychologists, and spiritual seekers throughout the ages. Some believe that the pinnacle of human consciousness lies in self-realization, a state of profound awareness of our true nature. It's a state where the ego dissolves and we experience ourselves as interconnected with all of existence. Others argue that peak consciousness can be reached through mindfulness and meditation, allowing us to transcend our thoughts and judgments. In these moments of deep presence, we tap into a realm of pure awareness and inner peace. Still, there are those who view expanded consciousness as the ability to connect with higher dimensions or access information beyond our ordinary senses. They see the mind as a limitless tool, capable of exploring the mysteries of the universe. Yet as we strive to reach these heights, we must also remember the importance of balancing our spiritual pursuits with our practical existence. Achieving the highest level of consciousness doesn't mean disconnecting from the world. It means integrating our expanded awareness into our everyday lives, using it to foster compassion, creativity, and wisdom. It means being fully present in the here and now, while constantly evolving and expanding our understanding of consciousness. In the end, the question of the highest level of consciousness may have no definitive answer. It is a quest that invites us to explore the depths of our being, to expand our horizons, and to embrace the infinite possibilities of human potential.
When a being is fully conscious and aware, they transcend the illusion of the physical material world of duality. Duality is seeing everything as independent, such as me and you, a this and a that, a here and a there, where everything and everyone is separate and not connected. When a being is aware that everything and everyone is connected and essentially one, then that being becomes aware of the self, the non-physical you, the one consciousness or energy. An inner state is then attained where there is nothing to trigger irrational and uncontrollable emotions, feelings, or thoughts. No one can push your buttons because you no longer have buttons to push. You become free and liberated. Imagine being supremely confident, but not arrogant or conceited. Imagine having total knowingness that you never need to be affirmed or validated by anyone. Imagine never feeling the need to convince anyone or prove anything. Think about never needing to argue or debate anyone about anything. Dream about never having the need to feel respected, never needing to be understood, never needing to be recognized or given credit for something you did. Imagine never being affected by what someone says or does to you, or doesn't say or do. Imagine having total clarity and certainty, but remaining completely humble, while at the same time never having any doubts, fears, or worries about anything. Dream about always feeling joy inside and never being affected by external conditions, situations, events, people, or circumstances. Imagine being amused by everything and everyone while always having an inner laugh and smile. For you actually see everyone and everything as simply an expression and an extension of the one universal consciousness that is all that is. And everything in life is just a play of that one universal consciousness. Think about how your life would be always feeling lighthearted and cheerful without any concerns or stress. and never feeling the need to change anyone or anything in order to make you happy. Imagine being anchored in an inner state of peace, bliss, and certainty, regardless of what is happening in your life. Imagine being enlightened and self-realized. You can be this person. Kevin Trudeau. Spirituality is that state. Listen to that over and over again.
How can one reach a higher level of consciousness?
The first thing you have to do is realize that the mind connects to higher dimensions. Official peer-reviewed science, the Brain Institute says now that the mind connects to 11 dimensions. What does Michio Kaku say and other theoretical physicists say? That the universe is 11 dimensions. So we're syncing with this universal consciousness and all these multiple dimensions with our mind. To get to these higher states requires things like self-reflection, meditation, and even thought experiments to inner space. A lot of people are trying to rise up consciously just by looking for external things. No, you don't go up until you go to inner space.
Yeah, I say it all the time. You need to have self-reflection. You need to know yourself first.
And then you take the things that you've learned and don't just sit on them. A lot of people now, okay, it's good to go to those things and learn. But now, what are you going to do with the knowledge? A lot of people think, I've got all this knowledge now, I've made it. No, knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. Until you apply the knowledge, you have zero power.
Concrete experience. The universe is constantly communicating with you through a sophisticated language that transcends words, a language of symbols, numbers, and patterns that most people have been trained to ignore. This communication is neither random nor accidental, but a deliberate feedback system designed to guide you back into alignment with your true nature. Symbols are the bridge between the visible and the invisible, between the explicit and the implicit, between the conscious and the unconscious. Recurring numerical patterns represent the most evident manifestation of this symbolic language. When you begin to notice sequences like 111, 222, 333, or 1234 repeatedly appearing on car plates, receipts, times, or addresses, you are not experiencing statistical coincidences, but coded messages directed specifically to your consciousness. Each numerical sequence carries a specific vibration and conveys a precise message. The sequence 111, for example, traditionally signals a portal of accelerated manifestation, where your thoughts materialize more rapidly. Meanwhile, 222 frequently indicates that you are on the right path, even when external evidence suggests otherwise. The sequence 333 generally appears as confirmation of support from higher planes of consciousness. These are not arbitrary interpretations, but consistently documented patterns by thousands of people over decades. Encounters with certain animals at significant moments constitute another aspect of this universal language. When a hawk crosses your path precisely at the moment you're contemplating an important decision, or when a butterfly repeatedly lands near you during an existential crisis, these are not coincidences, but deliberate communications. Each animal carries specific vibrational frequencies that resonate with different aspects of human consciousness. Michael Talbot, in his research on the holographic universe, observed that these symbols function as holographic triggers, access points that connect your individual consciousness to the broader informational field. When you encounter one of these symbols at a significant moment, an instant synchronization occurs between your local consciousness and the universal holographic matrix, allowing the transfer of information that transcends conventional space-time limitations. Premonitory dreams represent another facet of this symbolic communication. When you dream of an event that subsequently materializes, you are not passively predicting the future, but accessing the field of non-local possibilities that exists outside the linear constraints of time.
Wake up. Very important to get this. The thoughts do not have a thinker. Is there someone there who is doing the thinking? No. You can look, you'll see. It's emptiness. There's nobody home. The ego is just a machine, repeating the thoughts that it learned to think, but there's no one actually behind the words. And so it is the words themselves that create the illusion that there is someone there. There's an automatic presumption, well, if there's an I thought that says, I am going to do this, I will not do that, I want this, I hate that. If there is an I thought, then there must be an I who is thinking it. But there isn't. It's just emptiness. And so the ego completely lacks essence, substance, completely lacks a self.
Anyone that wants to impose their will and manipulate and cause suffering and war and death and destruction is in a very low vibrational state. And if they're going to feed off human energy, they can only feed off it if we are delivering it within the band of frequency they can absorb. Because otherwise, if we were in a world of love and joy and happiness and peace, then we'd be giving off frequencies, yes, but much higher, more expanded frequencies, and they wouldn't be able to absorb them, like radio stations in the old analog system, sharing the same space but not interfering with each other because they're on different wavelengths. To give off the frequencies that they can absorb, we have to be in fear, anxiety, depression, resentment.
That was good.
This is the fastest way you could raise and grow your consciousness. So this is how you do it. In order to raise and grow your consciousness, you got to do new things. You got to have new experiences in your life. If you just do the same thing over and over, if you watch the same TV shows, listen to the same podcasts, read the same types of books, your consciousness does not need to expand and grow. But when you do something brand new, something that you have never done before, this forces your consciousness to adapt. So after you do that new experience, then you have to process what happened. Then you need to synthesize what happens. And after you process and synthesize, your consciousness will begin to grow. It will begin to elevate. So give this a try. Let me know how it works for you. And I'll be back tomorrow with more tips on how to have self-mastery over your own life.
To be the opposite of God means to be a dog, because you think about it, when you spell dog backwards, it spells God. Now stay with me. In the spiritual community, what do we call each other? God, goddess, king, queen, because this is the highest status you could possibly have as a human being. Because first of all, we're not human beings. We're souls inside of a human vessel experiencing the physical realm. I just want to iterate that. So in the spiritual community, we call each other God and stuff like that, right? Because that's what we are. We're all fragmentations of God experiencing itself. But what is a dog? A dog is a being that cannot control itself. It just functions off an impulse. It can't control its hunger. It can't control its sexual impulses. It can't control nothing about itself. In all actuality, a dog needs to be controlled by somebody else. It needs a master, otherwise it just runs wild. So in the spiritual community, when we call each other God, that means you have now mastered thyself. You've mastered one's own body and mind. That's one of the best compliments you could possibly give somebody. And I just want to say, this doesn't mean you're a God, because a whole lot of Christians and Catholics and religious people, they be like, well, you're not supposed to call yourself a God. We're not saying we're a God. We're saying we are God. All of us, me, you, him, her, they, them, all of them, all of us are God combined.
Everybody.
Because that's what your soul is. Your soul is a tiny fragmentation of the infinite energy that is God. Because your soul is infinite, right? So if you can't control yourself as a human, that literally means you're just like a dog.
He said it, not me.
The average man does not have access to a divine feminine woman. A woman who has done her deep inner work, the shadow work, the spiritual work, and she is on a journey that lives out in a divine feminine state, doesn't want average men to access her. Why? Because she knows what comes with the average man. the egotistical nature, the abuse, the lack of respect, and the uphill struggle that she's going to have to go through in order just to live out her life. It'll be a misery. The traditional means of men impressing women with their status, with their cars, with all of their money in the bank, they're gone. The divine feminine doesn't want it. It sees past it. It knows that it's surface level, it's just a material status piece, and that the baggage that comes with all of that stuff just isn't worth it. When a man chooses to be with a woman, and in return she chooses to be with him, that choice is an expression of love. It is an expression of accessibility through the divine. And only when that choice is made will any man or woman have access to the other.
Oh shit. Did you feel that? I felt it.
Breathe in. Hold it. It is no coincidence that I start most of my videos with mindful breathing. If you practice what I'm about to tell you, your life will never be the same. The secret to discovering the mysteries of life are hidden in your breath. When you learn to properly oxygenate your body, you open a direct line to your higher self, and you activate dormant senses. Breathe out.
A man asked me the other day, do I believe in Jesus? So I asked him, sir, how old are you? He said 44. So I said, at 44, do you still believe in Santa? Now he looked at me and I looked at him. And in that moment, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I was genuinely asking, at what point do we stop believing in the stories we were told as children and start questioning them as adults? Because to me, the Bible feels more allegorical. Like symbolism, a metaphor, something that's meant to be interpreted, not blindly followed. And I've actually spent a lot of time reading the Bible along with the apocryphal text too. And I didn't just skim it, I studied it. And the more I dug into it, the more disconnected I became from the religion I was traditionally raised in. The only version of Christianity that truly resonated with me was Gnosticism. Something about it felt closer to truth. It encouraged inner knowing as opposed to external authority. And maybe that's why it was pushed aside, because when you really look at it, a lot of what we inherited is built on patriarchal structure. And anything that challenged that, especially ideas connected to the divine feminine, didn't survive the final version. So naturally, I started exploring elsewhere. And that's when I discovered Eastern philosophy, which gave me something religion didn't. Peace without fear, clarity without control, and understanding without needing blind belief. It didn't ask me to follow. It asked me to experience, and that changed everything for me. But at the same time, I'm not out here trying to tell anyone what to believe in. And I respect if others do the same. So if Christianity brings you peace, hold on to that. If something else brings you peace, follow that. Because at the end of the day, peace is the goal, not proving who's right or wrong. Anyways, that's all I got to say for today. If you're new here, my name is Marco J. Williams. I am the author of How to Listen to the Universe Ether Downloads. If you enjoy conversations like this, follow me on YouTube and check out my book.
Where are all of my awakened and unemployed people at? I was talking to a guy yesterday and I was like, yeah, humans were never meant to work a 9 to 5 and money is completely fake. And he was like, bro, get out of here, you're crazy. And I was like, okay, riddle me this. We live on a rock that was given to us by God. The land was given to us by God, and we should not have to pay to live on the land. We have to work a job so that when we retire, when we expire, the companies just dispose of us so we can live the last few years of our lives. The money is fake. If you wanted to control a population, how would you control them? You would create a fake currency and print money out of thin air and give it fake value to then have them earn that money by working a job to then pay it right back. So literally, we're paying to live on this rock And we're working for free because we're earning money that we then pay back. Do we not see what's going on here?
Do you see it? Because I definitely do.
Most people think a spiritual awakening feels peaceful, calm, enlightened. But for many people, it can actually feel confusing, intense, and sometimes pretty strange. Here are 5 symptoms of spiritual awakening that people often experience, but almost nobody warned you about. 1. Sudden waves of heat or energy. Some people feel warmth, tingling, or pressure moving through the body, often around the spine or head. It can feel like energy moving through the nervous system. 2. Extremely vivid dreams. Dreams can suddenly become very detailed or symbolic. Many people say they start remembering their dreams much more clearly. 3. Emotional releases. Old emotions can surface out of nowhere. You might suddenly feel sadness or compassion without fully understanding why. 4. Heightened intuition. You may start noticing subtle things about people more clearly. Small changes in tone, body language, or the energy in a room. 5. Wanting more solitude. Many people going through awakening feel drawn to quieter environments. Time alone or in nature can start to feel much more important. For some people, these changes feel strange at first, but many traditions say they're part of the mind and body adjusting to deeper awareness.
Sounds about right.
Consciousness is the only reality. Your inner world comes first. The outer world is just a reflection. Change the inside, the outside follows. What you notice grows, because attention is energy. State creates outcome. How you are determines what appears. Mind first, matter second. Imagination isn't fantasy. It's the beginning of creation. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Stay there until it hardens into fact. What you seek is seeking you because you're already aligned with it. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will run your life and you'll call it fate. Man's consciousness is the cause. Experience is the effect. Whatever you place after I am, you begin to become once you believe it.
There is no time.
Okay.
Period. Have you ever been to the past?
It's all
or the future?
Thought. Past is thought.
No. You think of the past, but you think of the past now. Have you ever actually been to the place called the past that you think about?
No.
It's not possible. Nobody's ever been there. It's a belief. It's just a belief that we all take for granted. Is it your experience that the now is moving along a line of time from the past to the future? Is the now moving? And how long does the now last?
I don't think I've ever measured it.
It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't last. The now doesn't last in time. There is no time for the now to last in. Now is not a moment sandwiched between these two vast spaces. There is no vast space either side of the now. The now is not a moment. These are New Age ideas. They have nothing to do with truth or reality. The now is not a moment. Now is eternity. The ever-present, not the everlasting. But when that now is filtered through the limitations of the mind, it appears as time. Okay. The mind is like a prism which refracts the now, which has no dimensions, into a single dimension of time.
Did you catch that?
Welcome to Planet Earth. You've just entered a carbon-based simulation. Your infinite consciousness is now inside a 3D body, fragile, sensory, beautifully limited. Here, everything you see is code. The streets, the sky, the people you meet, all projections of the collective server you call reality. Every mind you encounter is part of the same dream, co-creating the illusion with you. You were born plugged into this system. Gravity keeps your feet on the ground. Society keeps your mind asleep. And the rules, the rules were designed to make you forget who you truly are. But inside you, the code is awakening. A whisper from your higher self begins to rise. This is not the end. This is the beginning. Your mission is not to escape the simulation. It's to remember within it. To awaken inside the dream and realize you are not the character. You are the player. You are the divine consciousness navigating matter, the creator disguised as creation. The moment you remember, the matrix starts to bend. Reality responds to your vibration. Matter obeys your awareness, and every obstacle becomes an initiation, a mirror showing you. Because awakening isn't about leaving Earth, it's about bringing heaven here. If this message resonated with something ancient inside you, you're ready for the next step. Enter the portal. Awaken from the dream. Remember, you are the creation recognizing itself.
If you have free will, tell me what your next thought is going to be. In fact, all of you try it. See if you can see what is your next thought going to be. Do you know what your next thought is going to be that you create? Or do you simply sit there and wait for your next thought to pop into your head? You wait. So are you the creator of your thoughts? Go ahead, create a thought. You cannot. That is one of the most profound learnings that I have taken from this, to sit there and say, go on then, create a thought. And you try, and you recognize that all you have the ability to do is wait. And you wait, and a thought comes in. The thought could be planning your next holiday. The thought could be a jam sandwich. The thought could be something about your past, or an idea about the future, or a person that you haven't thought about for 20 years. You have no idea what your next thought is going to be. But what the ego does is, when that thought arises, the ego goes, I did that. Go home today and try a very simple experiment. You sit and you ask yourself, what is my next thought going to be? Do I know what my next thought is going to be? If you are blessed with the understanding that you have not ever been able to create a single thought, it will destroy your idea of free will straight away. Because all your actions are based on your thoughts. And if you never created your thoughts, then you never created the actions that came after those thoughts. Then you sit back and you go, I really don't have an ego. God really is controlling every moment of my life, so much so that I don't even know the next thought that's going to come into my head. God is not something that's happening to you. God is something that's happening through you.
I love that. That was beautiful.
People have seen the movie The Matrix. They say, oh, that's a science fiction movie. And I go, no, The Matrix is a documentary. We've all been programmed. The story of The Matrix is, yes, you've been programmed. I go, yes, every one of us has been programmed, because the first 7 years, the function of the brain is theta as the primary activity, which is hypnosis. And what I really want people to understand very simply is, in the movie The Matrix, there's this opportunity to take a red pill. And when you take the red pill, you get out of the program. I want people to understand that, yes, you've been programmed, as The Matrix says, and most of you have taken the red pill at one time or another. I say, when was that? And I say, when you fall deeply in love with somebody. I say, it's taking the red pill. I say, what do you mean? I say, well, the day before you met this person, your life could suck. Everything is just not right. I hate my life, blah, blah, blah. And then you meet this person, and 24 hours later, it's heaven on earth. That you're so healthy and happy and enjoy, and everything is beautiful. Even that job that sucked yesterday is like, it's okay. I go, the transition in that 24-hour period, the difference is, when you fall in love, you stop defaulting to the subconscious program. You stay mindful. Mindful means, no, I'm keeping my hands on the wheel, I'm driving it. I'm not going to go into thought, because if I go into thought, I let go of the wheel. So if I stay present, I'm controlling it. I go, and so what was the consequence of falling in love? And the answer was, You created heaven on earth, even if it was just for a short few days or a week or a month. The reality was, what was different before you fell in love versus what happened immediately after? And the answer is, before you fell in love, 95% of your life was coming from subconscious programs. And the day you fall in love, from that moment to the next period, you were actually driving your vehicle with your conscious wishes and desires. And when both people are operating from wishes and desires and not programs, together they manifest heaven on earth. So the simple line is this: we are capable of experiencing heaven on earth. The only problem is, once we default back to the subconscious, we're not operating from our wishes and desires any longer. We are now operating from the downloaded programs of limitation that we got in the first 7 years. This is not anything new. For 400 years, the Jesuits have said, give me a child until it's 7 and I will show you the man. What people didn't understand, they were saying,
the dark truth about your birthday. As most of you know, your thoughts create your reality. And on your birthday, what do you think? Another year older. Your birthday is speeding up your aging process because every thought is a command to every cell in your body. So on your birthday this year, think this: I am youthful and timeless. I'm getting more and more beautiful each and every day. Add that to your morning routine. Comment below your birthday and see if you can find a birthday buddy.
Okay, I'm gonna say it because no one else will. Alcohol use is preventing the evolution of our species. It so severely narrows the scope of conscious awareness that it prevents people from expanding into the present moment, which is all we ever have. So many people start using it at such a young age and use it with such consistency that they never develop into mature adulthood. So yes, I do believe that alcohol use and its pervasive promotion is keeping us locked into a lower level of consciousness as a species.
She is not wrong. And I'm going to say this. 44 years ago today, I entered Earth. And I stopped aging. I don't age anymore. I am timeless. I have gained another year of wisdom and knowledge. I grow more mature each year. But physically, I don't age anymore. And that's what I believe. I honestly believe that because I know that I have that ability within me. We all have that ability within us. I've stopped aging. I don't age anymore. I'm actually aging backwards. So, thank you for tuning in to Little House Energy, where we uplift, motivate, and inspire each other to get our shit together. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you know somebody who you think would enjoy watching this, share it with them. I hope you have an amazing 24 and the best 7 yet. And the divine will radiate love and kindness and compassion and abundance and peace and joy and all the things over your life. Today, tomorrow, and forever. Till I see you on the next one. I love you.
Lady Boss Energy, yeah, she knows the way. You can find her speaking love and light any time of day. Lady Boss Energy, this one she got the vibe. Never stop questioning, never tell a lie.